If you are still blaming others for the situation of your life, let me just tell you straight, your situation is not going to change, because taking responsibility is the first step for you to become a better person, for you to grow as an individual. And that's what we are going to be talking about in this video. So if you're excited about this, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. It's easy to blame everybody in the world apart from yourself. I don't know if you've met people like that. They blame their mother, they blame their father, they blame their teacher in school, they blame their surrounding, they blame their government, they blame every other thing apart from themselves. Why? Because it's easy to do. It's easy to blame every other person, but it is hard to take responsibility, because you are realizing when you take responsibility that everything stops at your table. I mean, especially if you are already an adult, and even if you are not, it's not too early to take responsibility. But especially if you are an adult, you cannot still be blaming your parents for the state of your life. You can't say, why are you maybe not, why don't you behave yourself well in the society? Say it's because my parents did not train me. As an adult, like, that's wrong. Don't do it. You've gotten to a stage in your life where you must realize that the state of my life is in my own hands. The way I am today is because of me, and the place I'm going to be in the future, it is me that determines it. You are taking responsibility for your past, for your present, and for your future. And that is how you are going to grow. You can't keep on blaming the government for maybe your financial state. Of course, the government is doing what they are doing, but there are people that are still doing well in this same government, right? I'm not saying the government is not wrong. I'm not saying your parents did not do something bad to you. I'm not saying your teachers or whoever you want to blame did not do anything wrong, your wife, your husband, or whatever. I'm saying that if you want to grow, if you want to get better, you have to look straight at yourself and say, it is my responsibility. You know, there's a phrase I like saying, and that is, it may not be my fault, but it is my responsibility. So I want you to take that and tell it to yourself that it may not be your fault. Now, sometimes it's actually your fault. That's just the truth, right? But it may not be your fault. It's your responsibility. It's your problem to solve. The person you are blaming has probably forgotten about you years ago. So there was a teacher when I was in kindergarten that did this, did that. Now that's bad. Like, it's bad whatever anybody did to you, but the person has probably moved on and facing his or her life already. It's the person's fault, right? But it is your problem to solve. Anywhere blame goes, power goes. So if you blame the government, you give the government power over you. If you blame your partner, you give your partner power over you. If you blame yourself, then you are giving yourself power over you, and you are saying that I am the one that has the power to change the situation that I'm in. When you take responsibility, you start to take ownership, and you start to realize that I am actually in control. I can determine things. Like, I have what it takes to change the course of my life. No matter where I'm coming from, no matter what has happened to me in the past, I have what it takes to change the situation of my life. You start to realize that because you are taking the responsibility, you are giving yourself power, you are empowering yourself, and you can now start taking actions to better yourself. So you are like, I'm broke. It's not because of the economy, although the economy is doing its own part, but it's not the responsibility of the economy. It's not the responsibility of my upbringing or my financial background. It is my responsibility. Once you start thinking that way, you start to realize that this is me. So what are the things that I can do to make myself a better person so that my financial state is going to change? That shift in mindset now brings the power to you. You now see that you have to change. You have to learn a skill that will earn you money. You have to, maybe it's communication. You have to learn communication skills. It is your responsibility, and it gives you the power to start thinking differently, to start taking ownership over yourself, and start to become a better person. Taking responsibility is going to make you to shift the focus, or to shift your focus from every other person in the world to the person that matters to you the most, which is, I believe, you, right? You shift the focus from every other person. You focus on yourself. You are now watching yourself. You now start to ask yourself, what can I do about the situation? You start to ask, what are the things I am doing that I'm not supposed to be doing? Or what are the things I'm not doing that I'm supposed to be doing? How can I change? How can I become better? You start to even watch videos like this that make you a better person. You start to read books. You are focusing on yourself because you have taken responsibility. So this is the first step. This is the first step. If you read all the books in the world without taking responsibility, and somewhere in your mind you still think it's because of mommy and daddy, you are not going to change, because the first step to growth, personal individual growth, you have missed it, and that is taking responsibility. It's a common saying that nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save you. It's a mindset that you need to have, that nobody is coming to save you. You need to build the life that you want, brick by brick, stage by stage. Start building the kind of life that you want. Take the responsibility and start laying the blocks. Lay the foundation, lay the blocks. And after some time, you'll be glad that you stopped blaming people and you started taking the responsibility. If you learned something from this video, I want you to smash a like on it. I want you to share it with people that you think it will be useful for. And I also want you to subscribe to the channel so that you will see other wonderful videos just like this one. Now, till the next time we see, ensure that you are growing, ensure that you are productive, and you are always getting things done. Bye.